So in this video, we will be discussing OTHM Level 6 Diploma Unit number 5. So all the previous 4 units has been discussed and it has been uploaded. So this unit number 5 is all about maintaining a safe workplace environment. In this unit, you have to write how you will be maintaining a safe workplace environment at your workplace. So there are two tasks that is associated with this unit. And the task one, you have to create a management plan. And in that management plan, you have to write the hazard identification, how you have identified the hazard, then various monitoring techniques that is used in your company, then what are the control measures to maintain a safe workplace. Okay, so for example, inspections, you will be focusing environmental monitoring, risk control strategies, etc. So basically, you will be creating a management plan, how you will be maintaining a safe work environment, how you will be maintaining a safe work environment at your workplace. So in order to maintain a safe work environment, first you have to identify hazards. What are the hazards? So for identifying hazards, what are the techniques that you'll be using to identify hazards? These are inspections, environmental monitoring, risk control, etc. These are all the techniques that you will be using to identify the hazards. So once you identify the hazards, you have to monitor. You have to monitor the hazards, and then various control measures to manage those hazards. So everything will start from hazard identifying strategies, and then what is your monitoring techniques, and then how you will be mitigating or how you will be controlling it. So this is all about task one. Now, when you're going to task two, you will be writing a review report, evaluating workplace environment, safety practices, etc. So review, this is the practical thing, how you are actually managing the things at your workplace. So what is the gap? See, for example, you will be giving certain practical problems over there, like noise pollutions or environmental pollution. So what is the gap? What is the uh, follow-up that you are doing, and all those things. We will see in detail. Don't worry. So the first task, as we told, it is all about hazard identification. Then you have to monitor it, and then you have to use the control measures. And hazard identification itself, you have various methodologies, how you would be identifying the hazards. So there are various hazards associated at the workplace, like fire hazards would be there, slip or trip hazards would be there, chemical field hazards would be there, electrical hazards would be there. So you have to first identify the hazards. So how you would be identifying the hazards? Very simple, by using a document known as MSDS. See, in this MSDS, all the hazard information would be available. Then what you can do, you can check the past incident reports, equipment inspection logs, etc. Will give you this. These are the documentation evidences, how hazards are there, or these equipments are associated with what type of hazards. So hazard identification is very easy with these documents. Then inspections you can make, various inspections, daily inspections, monthly inspections, weekly inspections, etc. Daily checklist that you are using will give you the hazards. So once you identify the hazards, see what we are doing, basic simple thing what we are doing, we are actually making a safe work environment so that you are actually the workplace you are working is safe to work. Now you have to create a management plan for that. So management plan, first identify the hazards, then monitoring techniques, and then control measures to mitigate those hazards. So you have identified the hazards. How you have identified the hazards? By using various techniques like documents, MSDS, or inspection reports, etc. You are using, you are identifying the hazards. Now, once you identify the hazards, second thing, what you have to do, once you identify the hazard, second thing is monitoring techniques. Monitoring techniques to maintain the safety, maintaining the safe working environment at the workplace. So environmental monitoring is there, then workplace observations or safety metrics tracking. See, these are just an example that is given. So you have your own monitoring techniques that is utilized at your workplace. So what kind of monitoring techniques you are using to identify those hazards and all those things. So, for example, you'll be using gas detectors, etc. You'll be using, or weekly observation sheets you would be using, or you would be using some near miss reports, etc. So, these are monitoring techniques that you are using, or inspections plans you would be using, or weekly checklists that you would be using. This is how you would be monitoring. See, you have your hazards. Hazards are actually identified. Now you have to monitor those hazards on a daily basis. So how you are doing? By using various techniques, like administrative techniques are there, which are inspections and all. Engineering techniques are there, which are using of detectors, etc. Now, what are the control measures that you are using at your workplace? See, PPE, administrative control, engineering control, all those things. Okay, the simple thing, simple control measures for reducing the hazards. You have your elimination, substitution, engineering control, administrative control, and PPE. So these are all the control measures that you would be using to reduce or to control the hazards. Okay, so this is all about your unit 5, which is task 1, where you will be identifying the hazards at your workplace. What kind of hazards are there in your workplace? So how you would be identifying that? What kind of hazards are there in your workplace? You will be checking your MSDS, or you will be checking your inspection. You will be checking your accident reports and the daily inspections reports and all. You will be checking so that you will be easily identifying what are the hazards associated at the workplace. Even in your HSC plan or HSC document and all, you will be getting this. So once you identify that, you have to have an you have also these are the ways in which documents methodology you are using to identify the hazards. So once you identify with the documents, second thing is that you have to understand by physically verifying by using various kind of inspections methods and all those things, you can identify what are all the hazards at your workplace. एक आप hazards आपको समझ में आए, you got what are all the hazards at the workplace. Second thing is that monitoring techniques, various monitoring techniques you will be using, like engineering controls like gas detectors, or you'll be physically identifying by using various checklists and all those things. You will be understanding what are the hazards, and then you are monitoring the hazards, and then you have to use control measures to nullify those hazards. See, once you identify the hazards, आप एक बार hazards को समझ लिया, एक बार hazards को identify किया, अब monitor भी कर रहा है. Next thing what you have to do, you have to use the control measures to reduce the risk of those hazards. So how you would be using the control measures? We have our basic control measures like engineering methodologies, or we will be using PPs, or PPs are our administrative methodologies, or you would be using our administrative methodologies or PP. So these are the ways in which you will be reducing the impact of the hazards. So this is how you have to create a plan. This is what we are our aim is. We have to create a management plan of maintaining a safe work environment. So task 1 खत्म हो गया. टास्क 1 में आप hazards आइडेंटिफाई करेंगे. hazards को आइडेंटिफाई कैसे करेंगे हम बताए, by using various documentation methodologies or by using various physical methodologies. Then you have to monitor those hazards on everyday basis and periodic basis. You have to monitor those hazards. Once you monitor those hazards, once you understand what is your hazards, second thing, the most important thing, what you have to actually use the control measures in order to mitigate those hazards. So this is actually a managerial level project. See, अगर आप OTHM level 6 diploma कर रहा है, biggest advantage of doing this is that you will be getting CMIOSH membership within a shorter period of time. So this OTHM level 6 diploma, once you are preparing, once you're doing these projects, you are actually preparing these projects at a scale of managerial level, because you are actually identifying what are the hazards at your workplace and how you have to mitigate it, what are all the control measures, all those things you are discussing, and then you are creating this project report of unit 5. So this is the versatility of creating such a report, because you would be well versed of various hazards at your workplace, and then how you have to control it, how you have to mitigate it. So this is the best thing when you are doing this OTHM level 6 diploma. Now, the task two is more about environmental and workplace review report. So this is more about practical, because workplace review report, you are identifying the gap, what is there at the workplace, and then you have to write it off. Okay. So environmental and workplace safety report, you are actually writing a report worth of 2000 to 3000 words. So example, environmental and workplace safety report, you are conducting a review of environmental and workplace safety practices in manufacturing plant. Now, actually, you are taking a situation that this is a manufacturing plant. Any plant you can use as per your convenience. Then, so you have to understand what is the present scenario over there. So, what is the present scenario? How the chemical is stored and how the fire safety is being organized over there. Now you are evaluation of safety and environmental monitoring efforts. Okay. So see here the actually your environmental and workplace safety review report you are creating. Okay, you are creating what is the status of the workplace, what is whether it is safe or unsafe at your workplace where you're working. So you have to judge. You are here actually evaluating. So first you are evaluating the current safety practices. What is the chemical storage practice over there? What is the fire safety practice over there? What is the inspection plan over there? All those things you are actually understanding. And then you are evaluating air quality monitoring, you are evaluating waste management, you are evaluating incident report, you are evaluating. Once you identify those reports, you will be understanding the various problems. The first problem is that noise management issues, incident report delays, all those problems you are identifying. So once you are actually evaluating the various factors, you will be understanding what is the air quality over there, what is the waste management, what is the incident reporting mechanisms implemented over there. So you will be understanding the various challenges ahead. So the noise management issues or incident reports delays, like the noise management, the working area is very high, or various reports are not reported, various incidents are not reported. So, what would be the recommendations that you would be providing over there? What kind of positive things that you can do in order to improve the situation over there? So, task two is more about a practical approach you have to use in task two. All the task two are practical approach only in all the units. So here you first task you are actually identifying the hazards, then you are actually using the control measures. That is more of a theoretical aspect. That unit, if you want that task one of unit 5, if you want to crack down, you can easily use any risk assessment document that is available at your workplace and then just modify it. That is just as simple as that. Use a risk assessment document, modify it as for an workplace, this one OTHM level 6 diploma for unit 5, you can easily submit it. Okay. Now, when you are talking about the task 2 is more of a practical approach. Here, we are actually evaluating the various situations at the company, evaluating the various. First, you will be identifying the various safety practices that is available at the workplace, like, for example, cylinder storage, or for example fire safety at your workplace, or for example the training that is happening, workplace training that is happening at your workplace. So various safety practices or PPE implementation that is happening at your workplace. Then you are evaluating. When you are evaluating, you'll be saying that when you have identified the dust quality, it shows low dust levels. Or waste management, it is collected weekly. Incident reporting has been done, resulting, but real-time reports are not generated. So you are then once you evaluate the safety system, you should understand what are the challenges. So what are the problems in those safety systems, and then how you have to recommend it. So this is how you have to tackle your part two of unit 5. It is very easy only. It is more of practical and less of theory. Here you have to give certain examples. I say लिखने से नहीं होगा. You have to show examples. You have to give examples. That is how you have to develop this unit 5 task number 2. So we will be seeing in the next video with our next unit of OTHM level 6 diploma.